Yeah.
What do you think about that Filipino food, eh?
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff, bro. I'm struggling with. I got no grip.
This game not good.
You want no grit, bro?
Yeah. Okay.
Good everything.
Thank you so much, chef.
All right, everybody. This is my signature cold dish, I guess. It's a cold version of my mom's classic sinigang soup. Tamarind-based sinigang coulis in the middle, and we have fresh green ice compressed lettuce. Then we have, it's called binala. Binala is like a wrapped banana leaf, the squash. I wrapped in banana leaf, oiled it, seasoned it, garlic, bay leaf, baked it in the oven. Then we have fresh cherry tomato that's dressed in a pinas sucre vinaigrette.
Nice.
And then pickled guava and fresh persimmon. My mom always made the best sinigang with those packets, and I just wanted to make my own version of it. And I thought doing it a cold version would be pretty nice. My own way, I love making salads, and so this is my version of a sinigang. Please enjoy.
Take on seat.
Thank you.
Persimmon?
Persimmon.
I'm gonna try two.
Is there?
It's got a good heat to it. No, sweetness. Oh, what's really well. So guys, I want to know, what was the first Filipino dish that you guys cooked? And how did it turn out?
Mine was sinigang, actually. Yeah, so
Did you use the pack too?
I did use the pack.
Was it the mamacita?
The mamacita.
Just like mama. Just like mama.
Yeah, it was actually my dad has this Filipino restaurant. And he has a little tiny corner where he sells like ingredients and stuff like that. And took a few packets and started experimenting and stuff like that. Yeah, it turned out obviously using the packet, you can't go wrong with it.
Of course, of course.
What I really miss is those isaw on sticks, those meat on sticks.
Nice. Yeah.
So that's like, it's a daily thing when you live in the Philippines. There's like 5 p.m. it all rolls out, right? And after school, that's the thing that I really miss. Cheap meat on sticks.
You're making me miss it too.
Everything's better on a stick.
Yeah, you know when you leave school and you have the vendors just outside the school, right?
Yeah.
So with that note, I'm thinking like put the bonbon or like the ice cream on a sandwich,
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
or like the pop or the water in the bag. And
After basketball games.
Speaking of bag stuff, I was thinking, you ever have lugaw in a bag?
Thing.
I've had one,
You
but
can do that?
That would be probably my nostalgic food, but you know, mom's is always better. So,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
mom's lugaw was always best.
Mom's Lugo.
Texas smash.
but on the real, you had the side notes on the and your first competition. I was kind of straight up with you too, right?
Yeah, no, perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you for that.
But on the real, you get the mouthfeel of the sinigang spice and all that. I don't get the acid though. I don't know if it's like a regional thing, but you know, calamansi is the acid we use.
Right.
I get tamarind, I get the spice, I get the tomato. That's sinigang. Good job.
This is like the sinigang in where I'm from. It's pretty similar, like not too acidic.
Yeah.
Very-
So I'm
yes,
like,
Yeah, like traditional, like sinigang's just sour. Not much spice.
yeah.
When you do it.
You gotta think. You have provincial way of.
right. It's all the.
You have a provincial way of making sinigang. We all have our different ways. And then when you go to the city, it's gotta be like
Right. Makes sense. Okay.
Oh, wow, that's great, man. Great.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great dish.
A lot of depth in that. It was really good.
In Valencia, where I'm from, like when you say sinigang or sigang, it means boil. So when you say sinigang na baboy, doesn't mean it has to be like really sour.
Yeah.
You're just boiling pork with vegetables. Sometimes we add tamarind, kamyas.
Doesn't matter.
Santol.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's what I'm
doesn't matter. Yeah.
How can you define Filipino cuisine when everyone has their own niche, right?
Right. Alright, see.
Oh wait.
Pardon my reach.
Yes, sir.
Pardon my reach.
Yes, sir.
Rub your hands.
So what I have for you guys is a sweet potato okoy bao. The bao is made with coconut milk, coconut oil, flour, yeast. You know the deal. And then just a straight up sweet potato okoy. And then on top of that, I just got a calamansi tune, onion curls, and sesame seeds. Easy peasy. So I made this dish, vegan, vegetarian. I'm not personally vegan vegetarian, but I do like to eat a primarily plant-based diet because Filipinos, like, our diet is like so meat heavy and stuff like that. Like, I thought it'd be nice to see a lot more plant-based dishes in Filipino cuisine. So it's beginning, guys.
Great.
Hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Hear that?
We can do.
Hear that crunch? Yeah. Hear that again? Yeah. One more time.
Oh yeah. Philippines has a lot of like very nice vegetarian or vegan dishes, right?
I just wish there was a little bit more exposure to that because personally I've never actually seen it myself. Well, maybe my scope is very narrow because I'm Canadian born, so I feel like maybe if I like go back there, which should probably be in the next year or so, and explore, maybe I'll be able to get more exposure to the vegan vegetarian dishes.
This is really good, man. Holy crap.
Wow, good man.
Oh.
That bao bun is good. Typically, bao resting for a long time, it gets that like
Crunch, like hard.
Yeah.
lack of better terms, like plasticky texture. But this is nice.
So, who was the cook in your family, and how did that inspire you guys to become cooks and chefs?
For me, there wasn't a cook in the family, as a profession rather. But my dad and mom would, normally, as our parents would cook normally. There's always contrast in flavors too. I think at a young age I had a good palate because I would, a lot of times growing up I would complain that a lot of the food was bland. There you go. Because my dad would season exact what he call it. And then my mom would season light because she's watching her salt content.
Right. So we have a comparison what blend
Yeah.
and what season is.
I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? But I have been told that I season quite aggressive, but
Was there anyone in your family that were like cooks as a profession?
No.
Any of you guys?
No, it's even funny when I came back to the Philippines. My grandpa's like, "What do you do in Canada?" Cocinero. And I'm just like,
No.
"What?
Yeah.
You cocinero?" Like he wasn't happy about that.
Yeah. No, my dad was like growing up. They had like calendarias and stuff, and back home when he had like bakeries and stuff like that. But I never really got into cooking until after high school.
Server hand?
server hands.
Fork plate.
Amazing.
Beautiful. All right, guys, I have a question. At what point in your cooking career did you realize that Filipino food was more than Filipino food and more about like giving care to your family? Instead of just serving food on a plate, it's making sure they're being fed well and making sure they're okay.
Being in the industry for so long, you kind of think to yourself when you're like online or making menus and stuff, like, why am I not making Filipino food? Why is it has to be always like these type of cuisines?
Right.
So and then now I have the resources or whatever to do whatever I want.
Like way back, like a million years when I was in culinary school, you'd always have those world cuisine like type things. It's like a group project, and then like each of us would be like, okay, like what region or what country are we gonna do, what cuisine, and all my group mates were like, why don't we do Filipino food, right? And then me, I was kind of like, I don't know if this is a good idea, kind of thing, right? So that always sat in the back of my mind for like a good chunk, better part of my career. Right?
Why are Filipino chefs like
Just like shy.
almost ashamed or to put out like Filipino food, right? Like it's weird, right? It's really our culture. That's why our food's still underrated.
I don't know. I always had that weird mindset, right?
Yeah.
So it's
How do you
just
change that?
Yeah. Eventually, when you find yourself, like in terms of your like career and stuff like that, you kind of build more confidence. You're just like, man, like I should have done this like a long time ago, right? So.
Right. What you're seeing nowadays, especially in Michelin restaurants, the high-end restaurants, it's implementation of otherworldly cuisines in French technique.
Right.
Right. So you're literally French style, but Japanese flavors, Korean flavors.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, why not Filipino?
Why not Filipino?
Right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So what you have in front of you is a seafood inan-unan, a mousse of scallop and lobster, and then what you have on the quenelle over there is a avocado binded together shrimp quenelle, sriracha aioli, and inan-unan reduction
Cheers.
with some caviar.
I just let it.
So why'd you use avocado in this?
Inan-unan is a very acidic dish. Reason why I use avocado is to cut into the acidity. The point of the inan-unan is to be more acidic, but introducing avocado, which is a tropical produce, and typically Philippines use a lot of tropical produce anyways.
Yeah.
So to me, it makes sense.
That's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, great.
Nice.
Amazing.
Champion.
Yes, sir.
Champs here.
So guys, I'm pretty sure you've heard this at some point in your careers, but as like first and second generation Filipinos, have you ever felt like your food was not quite Filipino enough, or like you just felt like it was not quite Filipino enough when you're making menu concepts or creating dishes or presenting it to like general public?
All the time.
Well, that question alone it doesn't make sense to me. Like, what is Filipino enough?
And that's what I mean. Like it just feels so subjective when it comes to
It's
people's point of view,
very subjective.
right?
Yeah.
As a Filipino, and if you make some sort of food based on your thoughts and memories and what reminds you of home, I'd say it's Filipino enough.
Right.
Who's gonna say no? That's not Filipino enough.
What is Filipino cuisine other than a mix of your own subjectivity?
Right. I feel like this is the point of what we're doing right now. Right?
Exactly.
Like educating people that Filipino cuisine is more about a celebration of regional ingredients with traditional techniques, right? When I say sinigang, like we talked about earlier, your sinigang is more sour, mine is more balanced. Because sometimes we don't even put any sour thing in it,
Yeah.
and we call it sinigang.
Right.
When we make dishes like this, and you ask, is this Filipino enough? If you do the technique, is the dish being true to what the name is, what the technique is, right? And if you ask me, if I haven't really had inan-unan before, so I can't really talk about that. But for sinigang,
Here's the thing, it's similar to paksiw.
Right.
You had paksiw, and we all had paksiw.
right?
So subjectivity in the Luzon and Visaya.
Yeah,
You can probably call this a fish paksiw.
I could call this a fish
Yeah.
paksiw.
very much.
I think too the way we present the food, people like that's not Filipino food.
Yeah,
Like, cause
Yeah,
right?
that's great.
It's like, what is this? Like with the sinigang, you put sinigang. Where's the meat? I mean,
Exactly.
people are gonna ask for that, right? Like if you say, "Oh, this is paksiw," it's like,
But what is sinigang to you as a eater? What is sinigang to the chef that made it?
exactly right.
Exactly.
So,
And that's where the clash comes.
yeah.
right. Yeah,
It's all under interpretation, right? Each of us are still celebrating Filipino food. Like it's super subjective, and like if you ask again 10 different Filipinos how to make adobo or sinigang, you're probably gonna get 10 different recipes, right? So
So the beauty of all this is Filipino food or Filipino cuisine isn't fully defined yet.
Trying to redefine what Filipino food to us is, right?
Yeah.
So,
That's bite.
Cheers, be
wow.
Thank you, my good sir.
octopus.
Okay, so what we have is tocino baby octopus. Textures of tomato, salted duck egg, kind of puree, and sago crisp. Tomato concasse, half dried tomatoes, tomato water, tomato foam, tomato pearls, and just pickled shallots. So the inspiration behind this dish is I remember growing up, my grandma when she would eat breakfast, she has this tomato salad with salted duck egg on the side and then a mountain of salt on the other side. So when she would eat breakfast, grab some of the tomato salad or salsa and then grab some of the salt, and then that's like how she would eat. It's like seasoning your food like the whole time, right? So yeah, I hope it captures that. So, nice. Enjoy.
It's not that good.
Man, this reminds me of my comfort food back before I moved out from my parents' house. So my dad is freaking addicted to tocino. Like you'll see like 5 packs of tocino in the freezer.
Nice.
Even if we have that 5 packs already, he would still buy tocino. so
In the stock, eh?
yeah, very much. So what I would do, like if I'm at home, like if I'm not working, if I'm my day off at school, I would like cook tocino with this exact same components.
Oh.
Tomato,
There you go.
the chicharron, right? So this reminds me of that.
Nice.
I almost cried, man.
Captured it.
That's the beauty. It's always bringing you back to your memories
Right?
in the past, right?
Okay, this is what Filipino food is about, man.
Exactly.
I just want to pick up.
Like there's
Yeah,
a
that's what I'm doing.
I'm so enjoying.
Where'd I get that?
there's always a story behind it, right?
When you said spoons for the table, Justin.
Sorry, chef. I didn't know the music. Oh, I'm sorry.
We're Filipinos, man. We eat with just fork and spoon, bro. What's this knife doing here?
I don't know.
I'm gonna start here. How do I do this?
I didn't even use mine. I'm just.
What is this thing?
Backstab.
Typically, the media portrays Filipino food as, exotic or shock value. As chefs, what do you think we can do about that?
You see Fear Factor and there's a balut. You have to pay somebody $10,000 to eat balut. They have to pay me to cook them balut. Right?
Right.
So that mindset, it needs to change, and that's why we're here. We're gonna try to change that.
I think just because it's not so common around like restaurants in Canada right now, that's giving that shock factor.
It's like a matter of perspective too, right? Because of the TV shows that we see portraying it as exotic.
They want to like amp up that whole shock factor and the whole exoticism of it all, right? So it's just
And I feel like if we just use the ingredient every time, like just let people know that this is how we eat it, and it's not supposed to be something as exotic. I think it just needs time and then more practice.
yeah.
It's like using familiar ingredients to kind of introduce the both flavors, or what JP was saying with the balut. I don't know if we can serve balut as is on a plate.
There's the quail balut, and that you can make nice plates using those. Right? Like smaller balut.
There you go.
I see one place like deep fry. They'll take apart the balut, deep fry it, and then they'll eat it like as pieces of.
Yeah, they even grill it back in the
At Edmonton, the jeepney JT guy, he's grilling balut. And even at Seafood City, they're grilling balut. We're not really. It's not doing anything.
They grill it in the shell.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah. They take it out.
Oh, yeah.
They grill it.
So it's not really getting anything.
Yeah.
Right? You're just heating it up, and then they put like a salsa on top, like a chili mansi or whatever. But why? Yes, you grilled it, but it doesn't change anything inside.
There's no wrong answers in doing it, but a lack of better terms, how do you make it more westernized?
That's true. Or sometimes you can just leave it as it is, not even do anything about it, because it's just how it is, right?
I'll grab more fork.
And spoon for desserts.
Oh yeah, I'll grab that. Don't worry.
How many forks? 1, 2, 3. All right, so right here is my version of adobo. So I did this dish because this is one of the dishes I got not really reamed on by my dad, saying that's not adobo. So, so I did a duck breast, and I sous vide it with the adobo flavor, vinegar, soy, garlic, bay leaf, peppercorn. It's your typical flavoring. Traditionally, you get potatoes and carrots in your adobo, so I did a carrot puree, potato pave, And then just for more texture, I added a crispy, comfy duck leg. And here's the adobo sauce, a bit of a sweetened soy, and chive oil. There you go. Enjoy.
Have you guys tried the duck in the Philippines?
Very thin.
Same with the cows, eh?
Very malnourished.
Very
It's not a duck, it's a duck.
not tender. I was thinking tender. Opposite is tender. Very
Very
like tough.
yeah, very
Not tough, but like what's the word?
like it's not as tender. as
Very
this.
dense.
Yeah, like purely muscle.
Oh man.
Do you guys know why is that?
It's the breed.
It's more wild. I think.
Yeah.
Which one?
Parties a lot.
He's moving.
This reminds me of so growing up in Philippines. Every summer I was always in Cabanatuan. Always here. So we would always have adobong itik. Itik is a
Quail.
I think. Yeah, quail. Yeah. We would always have that like every week, just because I'm not sure, like maybe one of my uncles have a quail farm somewhere.
Right.
But we
Right.
probably should have asked. But it's always there every week, and it reminds me of that. Very nice. So,
Eat it.
and,
I just like as he was trying to talk, he was like,
Do you guys have other dialects, or are you guys all Tagalog?
My parents are from two different regions. My mom is from Mekawayan, Bulacan.
Okay.
So
yeah.
we mainly speak Tagalog in the house. But my dad, he was born in Negros, but our family's originally from Iloilo. So they speak Ilonggo. So when my dad talks to his family, he speaks in Ilonggo, but mainly like we speak Tagalog in the house.
You guys are all Tagalog, eh?
yeah, we're all Tagalog.
No other
But my mom's Bisaya.
My dad's side Bisaya, my mom's side Ilocano, but we're all like Tagalog.
I'm actually half. My dad's Spanish, like from Spain, but he was born and raised in the Philippines.
So Filipinos are known to be humble. Do you think it's harder for us to be in the same spotlight as French, Italian, Japanese?
For cuisines, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why our cuisine's still not mainstream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the whole reason behind it is our like just culture. Like we look down on ourselves and we're shy to put it out, right?
And then you immediately have these preconceptions that like, oh no, like, you know, my food might not be as good as Italian, Japanese. These cuisines are always held in like a higher regard, right? Personally, I was like, this is all in my head, man. Like, there shouldn't be anything that.
I think we were like taught something when we were kids.
Yeah, I think it's like, dare I say, ingrained in our culture.
Yeah.
To be kind of like humble, keep your head down, like don't want to make a big scene, you know.
I'm known that to be humble, like our cuisine to be like very humble, and our people are typically humble and all that. I'd like to say I'm pretty like loud with doing these type of cuisines because it's just like we have to take that step forward. Right? We have to believe in what we're doing, right? I think we have to believe what we're doing.
It's like, well, yeah, for me growing up, I mean, I bring Filipino food to school, and then you get these kids like, "Oh, what is that?
Every time.
What's that smell?"
The
Right?
smell, yeah.
So yeah, and we try to hide it, I guess, from a young age, right?
Yeah, totally.
Right. So
Anybody
now,
want some mungo?
right time.
Yeah, even I've heard this somewhere. Even how we call dinuguan. It's we're like ashamed to call it what it is. We call it chocolate meat.
Yeah.
It's Boudin Noir and like French. They're proud to say that,
Yeah.
but we're,
Boudin Noir.
like,
Because it sounds.
we're scared to say pig's blood. We're like
Yeah.
chocolate.
You do one.
Well, there's that joke that my aunt always says, like, I turn on the light, it didn't go on. Or something like that. I'm like,
Sorry, I laughed a little too hard. You know me and dad jokes around. Yeah. The Tito jokes, they kill me.
There you go. There you go.
I'm gonna bring some spoons.
All right, banana.
How? Enjoy your cold.
Thank you, Sam.
So what you have in front of you right now is called a chico latte. So basically, chico latte is chico and chocolate. So the inspiration behind this dish is, so when when I was younger, I love to drink, but whenever I'm in the province,
When you're young,
actually,
All right.
actually,
At a young age, huh?
actually until now. No, but like back in the province, we would always drink, right? And we would always joke, "Lagi kang amoy chico." It means you always smell like chico after drinking, right? So it's kind of true. Like you smell like fresh chico. So I had this idea: why not recreate something Filipino, like using chico and tablea together? You know, recreate it with a modern technique. And I paired it with a Davao tablea brownie, and then garnished it with a really thin layer of that pinipig tuyo. That foamy thing that you see at the top of the brownie is a chico espuma. Warm chocolate sauce, tablea sauce to kind of finish it off.
it's lighter than I thought it would be. Really.
Can't talk.
And I like how it's not sweet.
The best like
Compliment.
Asian dessert. It's not too sweet.
Yes.
This is so good. This is not so sweet.
Sweet.
It's the fresh Chico that gives it a nice freshness to it.
Yeah.
I love it. So guys, looking back at us coming together, what is the biggest takeaway you've gotten from this experience?
Personally speaking, I feel like after all this, there's a very strong sense of validation in terms of what we're trying to do here. I feel like a lot of like my work, I feel like very isolated. So when you have like the six of us, you know, trying to do our best to represent Filipino food, but in a very innovative way, it just feels validating what we're trying to, what I'm trying to do, and it's amazing seeing all of this come to fruition on all of your dishes. All very, very amazing dishes, I might add.
Being born and raised in Calgary, I'm not so really involved in Filipino cuisine, as the food that I've been eating my entire life is, you know, more so Filipino cuisine, but also the other cuisines like Japanese, Italian, French. And so being able to do this, learn more about my culture, get more involved, makes me feel like, you know, I can be myself in this culture, feel embraced in a sense.
I feel like the starting line of the set. Let's make it pop. You know, the stage is set.
Oh yeah.
That door needs to open like way bigger. You know.
Right. I'm more confident now on putting out what I'm trying to put out, because there's other like Filipino chefs that try to do it too.
It's nice to know that you're not alone
Yeah.
doing the cuisine that we're doing,
Right.
you know? I think that's power in numbers, I guess.
Right, it's good. I mean, we all know we back each other up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're always gonna.
That's it. It's a great point, man. Strength in numbers.
2015.
2015 Warriors. We believe, bro.
No, that's 2008.
Is it 2008?
Yes.
We believe. Till 2015. That's 7 years of believing. If all chefs, Filipino chefs in particular, like kind of come together like this, have a collective mindset of like putting Filipino food forward, then things like this, good things like this can happen. Because of this experience that we did, like we all came together and then did this. There's hope then.
Exactly.
So we're all different backgrounds,
Yeah.
right? Like you're doing different things, I'm doing pastry, right? So it means there's hope for us, for Filipinos, so we can come together and have this collective mindset, right? Push forward.
Like I said, it's good. I mean, we know we have other chefs that would back us up, right?
Yeah, biggest thing I've learned is it's so hard to define what is authentic, really. Like what's authentic to you is like just not for yourself. When we put out that message, and then hopefully other Filipinos will be more open-minded.
That's one of the great thing about us coming together, is that we all came in here with an open mind, right? Open to seeing like different concepts and like ingredients used in so many different ways. It's refreshing, really, I would say.
When people try your food, like what would be the experience that you want them to take away with?
In my opinion, I would want the guests to feel that they're also experiencing, I guess, the same memory as I did with a certain dish.
Right.
Because I love putting myself on a plate, my story, my memory, childhood, and making them feel like they understand what I went through and what I tasted. Same. flavor palettes. I think that's the most exciting thing.
I still kind of want to retain that spirit of Filipino hospitality. No matter where you go, like no matter like where you are, every time you come into a Filipino household, you know there's going to be that hospitality, that sense of family, togetherness, welcoming. That's like probably one of the most important things that I want to capture in my cooking, and like if I ever have my own place.
My goal for my guests, I want them to, after serving them my Filipino dinner, I want them to realize that Filipino food is not third world food necessarily. Like it could be this. I can charge you $130 for a 6-course meal, like, and you're gonna be happy walking out of here.
We're underselling ourselves for sure.
Yeah,
1000% there, Barney.
We put the same effort into doing this as we were to do someone else's menus, because we all worked for someone before, right? Still the same efforts, still the same passion when we make the plates. We'd like for guests to know that, you know, there's a story behind every dish.
So yeah.
Nice. It's beautiful. No, for myself, it's them understanding what we've gone through to be at this point, and for them to kind of understand, oh, okay, there's much more to it than just a bowl of broth and tough cuts of meats, right?
Rice.
I mean, we could still, and rice. Hey, you don't need rice to eat Filipino food, right? So, like you said, a story behind it and understand our culture, that we can really elevate it and enjoyed by different cultures too. So
You can eat it not in a traditional way, but still have a same mouthfeel, experience, stories. That's how you eat it traditional.
No rules.
Yeah, no rules, right? It's like, as long as we respect what we put out, we respect everything, right? So I want them to feel that respect, that we are respecting the cuisine, but you can eat it and see it in a different perspective, very much.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Justin was saying about the memories and stuff like that. This could be for them their memory of like Filipino food in a different way than how we remember what Filipino food is, right? So that could be a start of their Filipino memory.
So if we make the guests enjoy it, they're gonna start exploring.
Exactly. Yeah.
And just go, hey, look, this is like a more mom and pop restaurant. Let's try it. Like,
Pique their curiosity. Right?
Exactly. And then at the end of the day, we're not really pulling anyone down. Like, we're pushing an agenda forward.
It's all we want to do is just
It's for everyone's good. Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
100.
Okay, so at this point, I think you guys can clear the table, and then we're done.
All right. No round of applause, that's right.
In your mind, what defines Filipino food?
What do I think defines Filipino food?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the feeling that you get from a home cooked meal your family members cooked for you.
The strong flavors and the creativity.
The bitterness, the richness, is the flavors we bring from the Philippines.
A cuisine that's really like bold with their flavors, crazy, salty, sweet, sour at once.
The connection it makes with people.
Hospitality, welcoming, and togetherness.
It's gonna be something special every time.
I hid it for a long time, but now I feel like it's something I need to help in this community, in our industry, to show that, hey, Filipino food is the next big thing.
There's so much to learn about it.
It's just natural to go back to your roots and start cooking who you are and what you want to put out there.
Filipino food to me is a sense of comfort to me. I have so much to learn. I have so much things to just keep doing. It's beautiful.